Hey everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Hit 'em Up Texting Tips. I'm your host, CEO of Hit 'em Up, Zach Klein, and today we're going to talk about how to make sure your emails and text messages are delivered and read. But first, here's a quick disclaimer. Basically, you can pause the video, but we're not offering you any legal advice on who or how to send messages, just how to get your messages delivered. You may need to consult legal counsel for that. So, the first question you have to ask when it comes to how to get your messages delivered better is, what is spam? Because you don't want your message to look like spam. That's the number one way to get your messages bounced. So this may look like spam to some of you. You might get messages like this with obscure links, and it clearly is spam. But you also have this message like Happy New Year's, and it's a mass text clearly. Well, okay, the first one is definitely spam because it has malicious intent, it has a bad link in it. But the second one, I don't know, it's not really spam, it's annoying, but generally spam is considered to be unwanted solicitation. Now, carriers and the law have different definitions depending on where you are and in what region, but carriers look at spam as defined as bulk and unsolicited. So what that means for you in terms of delivery is pretty simple. Well, firstly, you want to make sure that the people you're messaging know you and you know them. So sending to people and in your contacts, probably okay, and you'll be fine. But when you start to send to a lot of people, and if you don't really know those people, that's going to look pretty bad to carriers, and they're going to pick up on it pretty quickly. So you want to only send messages to people you know and not to people you don't. So as for writing your messages, there's a couple things you can do to kind of get around the spam filters by not being spam. One of those things is don't use links like spammers use. For instance, shorteners like bit.ly.com, or Google offers some services like that. Also, personalize your messages. If you personalize messages, it looks a lot better than if you send the same canned message to everybody. And that'll definitely help you out. And if you're going to start sending a lot of messages to a lot of people, make sure that you have a very clear opt-in and opt-out method for folks to stop receiving messages from you if they don't want to receive them. That's crucial. Also, make sure that the people you're messaging know you. So if they don't know you, reintroduce yourself if you think they don't, because they might block you, and that would be terrible for your reputation. Also, don't send messages to people who don't reply to you. That's a key sign that they don't want to receive messages. Basically, you want not to look like a spammer. So what do spammers look like? Well, normal people send messages about 15 to 50 in a minute and no more than 1 per second. Spammers totally disobey that. Spammers also don't have a very clear identity where people know who the phone number belongs to. You can look up who owns that phone number. Spammers don't do that. Also, spammers try to impersonate brands and use aggressive language. So don't write with aggressive language and use weird links like spammers do. And lastly, if you're going to be sending a lot of messages, make it very clear to people that they can opt out from receiving messages from you and explicitly opt in if they would want to receive messages from you. The more explicit, the better. Basically, that's about it. If you liked our video, please like and share, and if you think you can play by the rules of the industry, please go ahead and download Hit 'em Up now to start your mass texting campaigns the right way.